Hi everyone, welcome to this new painting video. I'm nearing the end of a Dragon Age Inquisition playthrough and felt the urge to both paint my inquisitor and test out some new brushes I bought a little while ago. So the first layer is just me trying to figure out the light and shadows on her face. I use simple ivory black by Korean brand Shinhan, diluted with water. The paper I'm painting on is Fabriano's hot press watercolor paper, but since I sealed the pencil drawing in with clear gel medium, the actual paper quality really doesn't matter all that much. I'm mostly just trying to use up what I have, and the hot press paper feels great for sketching detailed, small drawings. As I'm slowly moving into more exciting colors as opposed to just ivory black and some burnt umber, I wanted to point out something about my painting process. It's very tailored to me and tackles my specific personal weaknesses. For example, as I spent most of my illustration career painting very light, bright watercolor illustrations, I now still struggle with contrast. So, to balance that weakness, I force myself to establish some dark spaces early on, to make sure I don't get lost in details before taking care of values. If you have something you struggle with in your paintings, finding a process that is suited uniquely to you is really the best advice I can give you. Your process might look completely different from what I'm doing here. I use a mix of different acrylic colors and combine them with retardant medium by Golden to extend their drying time. I really enjoy the mix and match approach here and have found that acrylics are very forgiving, so doing just whatever you want with them. I mix my regular acrylics, no matter their brand, with my few Golden open acrylics. Those have a slower drying time, even without adding any other mediums, and they make blending just so much easier. And since I just get to mix them with my cheaper acrylic paints, it didn't feel intimidating going into another medium or submedium so shortly after I'd made the switch from watercolors to acrylics last year. Do you enjoy collecting art materials? I know that's probably a redundant question. I do own a large collection of watercolors from over 15 years of using them, and have since also bought a few gouache paint tubes before then trying out acrylics on a whim last summer. While I enjoy art holes as much as the next artist, I personally don't like wasting product, so I do try to keep my collection to what I really need and actually use up my supplies before splurging on new ones. With that said, I did buy new brushes last month. I had a few cheap oil painting brushes and some multimedia and acrylic brushes already, but they tended to be quite stiff, bristle brushes, which works great for canvas but felt counterintuitive on paper or gesso board. So, since I heard only good things about them, I got a few brushes by the brand Rosemary & Company. And they really didn't disappoint. They have these extra long filbert brushes, which you can see me use here and there in this video. Acrylics dry quickly and can really mess up your brushes if they get too close to the brush handle and gunk up the hair there. And having a longer filbert brush made sure that the paint stayed in the upper half of the brush hairs, far away from where it could do any permanent damage. The brush you see me use most on this piece is the Eclipse Long Filbert in size 1, but I wish I'd gotten some larger ones of these, as it's honestly a revelation of a brush. I've never enjoyed a long bristled brush so much before, as they're usually quite hard to control or too stiff. After my little proclamation about trying not to buy too much art stuff, here I am, immediately vowing to get more of these. But really, they completely changed the feel of painting in acrylics for me, and I've since also tried them on canvas, and they're just wonderful. If, like me, you also try and avoid animal products, the Evergreen and Eclipse line, as well as some others from Rosemary, are vegan too, and the synthetic hair is supposedly more durable anyway. As I've been waxing about brushes and paints all video long, let's get back to the actual painting. The whole point of this portrait was me wanting to paint Vallaslin, as per my Inquisitor character's design, and the final touches of white felt so satisfying to finally get around to. I focused on not making them a uniform white, as they are not magically glowing but part of her skin texture, and thus have shadows and highlights like anything else. The small format allowed me to finish this within one painting session, which I love in between larger projects, or to rest my eyes if I've been working digitally a lot. I'm quite happy with the end result, even if the lighting, pose and expression are all very simple. I just love getting to paint melancholic elves, and wish I'd left more space in the composition to detail her ear. I hope this little ramble about materials was helpful, and I'd be happy to go into more detail on how I prepare paper or how my palette is set up in future videos. Thank you for watching, bye!